Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to another one of my saltwater aquarium videos. This is Robert Gerritsen, and today I'm going to be talking about quarantine tanks. As you can see, I got one set up now, and I kind of want to talk about how you set one up and in what it takes to maintain a quarantine tank. So all you need is about a 5-10 gallon aquarium. I got a 10 gallon here. Now if you don't have one, just get a hold of one of your reefing buddies and see if they have an extra 10 gallon, or you can go to Walmart. They're about 10 to 15 bucks at Walmart, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I just happened to have a friend that had a spare one laying around, so I borrowed it and set one up real quick. Now you might be thinking I have a new fish, and I don't. I have my gold stripe maroon in there. You can see him hiding there in that decoration there. Can't see him too well because there's no light on the tank. I got a damsel a while back, as you know from my previous videos. I did not quarantine that fish like I should have. It introduced ick into my tank, and I lost all but that fish there. So I am treating this fish, and he's doing good. He only had a couple spots on him. He's doing really good. I'm gonna keep him in a quarantine tank for about 6 to 8 weeks and let my tank sit with no fish to kill the parasite off. Since there won't be any hosts, the parasite won't be able to live, so thus removing ick from my tank. So unfortunately my maroon's gonna have to enjoy this 10 gallon tank to himself. But look at all the swimming room he has. So what does it take to set up a quarantine tank? Bare bottom. You don't want anything in there, substrate, nothing, just bare bottom tank. Put something to they can hide in. I just happen to have this extra piece of decoration, so I stuck it in there for him to hide. So you can see he likes it in there. Check a PVC. I know people like to use those clay pots like they use for breeding clownfish. Just something that it can hide in. And of course, heater and some kind of water movement. Now I just chose to use a filter that I used on my 20 gallon previously before setting my sump up, and I just have it running for water flow. Right now I do have it running carbon, but if I need to run any medications, I'll take the carbon out, because the carbon will remove the medications from the water, preventing anything. Now the nice thing about setting up a quarantine tank is there's no corals in here. There's no live rock in here. So I just used tap water, and then I just used a dechlorinator with it, and then made my salt water from there. If this was gonna house a quarantine tank for corals, then you'd want to use your RODI water. But because it is just for one fish, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the tap water with dechlorinator. And then I put a bacteria starter in there, and then just do water changes every couple days. Do small ones, and monitor your nitrates, your ammonia levels, and everything's good with the quarantine. So that's about it. So quarantine tank is definitely a plus. Learn my lesson. Anytime I get a new fish, it's going into a quarantine tank, so I can make sure it's healthy, make sure it doesn't have ick, and before I introduce it into my main tank, so that way I don't lose anything in my display tank. So if you have any questions about quarantine tanks or saltwater tanks in general, you can comment below, or you can reach me on my Facebook page at Robert's Aquarium page. And as always, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Happy reefing.